Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Will with another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. If you look to the top right of your screen and you've tried rubbing the dirt off of your computer, it's actually not dirt on your computer. That's dirt on my Game Boy as I was recording this. I thought it was dirt on my computer. Turns out no. I don't have the equipment to just download videos straight from my SD card. I have to set up a little tripod and record these things, so my quality ends up coming out really crappy. But you'd think that I could at least wipe the dirt off of my Game Boy first. Turns out no. Anyway, I have this battle now against this guy named Ty. And he's got a pretty good team. He's got a Hippowdon, which is interesting because I don't see them a lot. And he's got a Purloin, which is really interesting because I never see them. Not Purloin, Liepard. Sorry, I always call this thing Purloin. It's a Liepard. And he leads off with it, so right away I'm thinking, what's his strategy? I make a really bad move off the start. I'm really bad at guessing what Pokemon are going to have Taunt and use them. So I could have easily switched out there, predicting the Taunt or predicting the Fake Out. But I come out to my Charizard and he just gets paralyzed right away. And immediately I'm starting to get it. I'm like, okay, this Liepard is going to be quick, and it's just going to, start paralyzing things and faking things out and taunting things. So I'm already weary of this Liepard, but, it's still like, it's Pokemon I've never seen, so it's hard to tell. So he U-turns out, and he, paralyzed my Wizard. I think here I went for a Dragon Dance, trying to boost myself to see maybe if I can get kind of some momentum going, but I end up getting paralyzed. He sets up a Sandstream. I end up getting paralyzed here. If you've seen any of my other videos, paralyzation plays a big factor into my hand or my opponent's hand when it comes to any of my games. Status conditions all over the place, but paralyzation seems to be something that really follows me. I predict the Earthquake coming in, so I switch into my Spin Cycle. Rotom Wash. That was a good move on my part because now I'm able to burn this thing. Because I really don't know what this Hippowdon's going to do. I figure it'll probably switch out and I'll get a burn off of something. But instead, this thing stays in and uses Yawn, which I was not expecting. I wonder what would happen if I Hydro Pump this thing on the first try. But he ends up getting a Yawn off, and I'm just like, I'm kind of baffled. I don't really see Yawn ever competitively. And it doesn't really make much sense because it's a good move. There might be they might get to attack between the time that you use it and by the time that they fall asleep. But if you have a bulky Pokemon like Hippowdon, it shouldn't really matter, and it's a pretty good accuracy move. So I'm predicting Rock Slide, and I really don't want my Rotom to fall asleep. So I switch into my Ferrothorn, thinking maybe I can get a Leech Seed off. Maybe I can start setting up on this thing. And the same exact thing happens. He starts to get whittled down by Burn, but healing with his leftovers, but he uses Yawn again. So I really don't want to have a Pokemon that falls asleep, especially to like a Yawn. And so I get a Leech Seed off, but I switch out. And I'm hoping maybe Leech Seed will be enough to make him want to switch out. He's not going to want to stay in if he's getting sapped from life. Especially since his Hippowdon can't really hurt my Ferrothorn too much. Unless it's packing like Fire Fang or something. I'm not really sure what Hippowdon does. But I was able to kind of get him to switch out, scare him enough with my little seeds. He sends in his Manectric, and I'm thinking this thing is gonna have Flamethrower, and this thing's probably gonna Mega Evolve because Manectric doesn't really run by itself much. And so he ends up using Thunderbolt though, which is interesting because I could have stayed in and set up a Leech Seed. But I guess maybe he, predicted me to do that. Ty's a good player. I'm able to burn his Manectric, which I was happy about. That was good. But now I'm kind of worried that he's gonna, I don't really know what he's gonna do because why isn't he Mega Evolving? If his strategy is to get me thinking, then it definitely worked. Because I didn't stay in, and maybe I don't know. But it ends up not mattering because he does end up Mega Evolving. And now I've got my Ferrothorn in, predicting another electric move. Hopefully be able to wall this thing. He gets his Thunderbolt off. He doesn't Volt Switch, which would have been nice just to have not this Manectric in my face right now. He uses Thunderbolt. I use Protect. I'm trying to get as much burn damage off on him as possible. I know that Flamethrower is coming. And so I'm thinking maybe I can get a little burn damage off, I'll switch out to my Wizard, because this thing doesn't have anything against Wizard. It's a dragon now, so it resists electricity. And if there's any time that this Wizard's gonna make a comeback, I keep saying Wizard, it's a Charizard X. I like to play some head games against my competitors. That's such an asshole move. I figure if there's any chance that this thing's gonna make a comeback, it's right now, and it has to switch out. So I figure I'm just gonna outrage. This thing's usually my sweeper, but it usually only works when I can get a Dragon Dance off, and that's not gonna matter now because I'm paralyzed. So whatever Pokemon he's switching into right now is about to die because I'm gonna use outrage. And that was my strategy, and it completely worked. And luckily, I don't have to worry about this drowsy Hippodon that keeps yawning in my face. Well, he does actually live it for a second. You can't tell because of my camera. But he does die to burn too, which is, I get lucky on those kind of things a lot. So it's less of a big deal to me because I see it so much, how lucky I get sometimes. But that does play a factor into it. And so now he brings out his Aerodactyls. I'm stuck in Outrage, which is a bummer because I lose my Wizard, and I'm just, I'm kind of blindly furious at this Aerodactyl for knocking out what's normally my sweeper. So I throw in Rotom, and I guess he expected me to burn him. I'm not sure why, because I'm just trying to Hydro Pump this thing. That's all I'm thinking about, is just getting this thing out. But I miss. I don't know, Thunderbolt might have been able to do the job, but maybe not. I'm not too sure. But I decided, it's worth it just to try again. He uses Rock Slide. Rotom's good for a lot of things, so his bulk is definitely something to not underestimate, and it worked out for me here. I stayed in the red, and I'm able to get Hydro Pump off and knock this thing out. If I didn't knock this thing out, then I don't know. It might have been able to do some pretty good work on my team. But then I take the Sandstorm damage and hold on with 3%, because I do that a lot too. I hang on for dear life. He throws out his Manectric, and I'm thinking maybe I can just hide. Maybe I can, I don't know. Maybe I can do whatever I can against this thing. But I end up switching out because I think that he's gonna use an electric move, and I can wall it with my Ferrothorn. It was a dumb idea because of course he's gonna use Flamethrower. He can knock out 3% with Flamethrower on a Rotom, and maybe he'll get lucky, and I'll be stupid enough to switch out into my Ferrothorn. And that's exactly what happened. That was a really good move on his part, really bad move on my part. I'm kind of speechless as to why I did that. As soon as it happened, I was like, I can probably use that Ferrothorn later, and I might have been able to, but I'm not sure. So I switch out into, this is not a Gengar. I switch out to my Zoroark, and he holds on with his Focus Sash. The whole illusion thing doesn't really matter in this game. But I'm able to switch out here, and I'm able to get a move off real quick. If that was Gengar, and Gengar was Focus Sash, he could have done the same exact thing. But it wasn't, it was Zoroark. And so he sounds like his Liepard. I know that he's going to fake out me. So I decide to, I actually should have switched out to my Gengar here. But I just decided to see what he's going to do. And so I switch out to Smash Bro, thinking, I'm probably faster than this thing. I can knock it out before it gets a Thunder Wave off. And I can't. Liepard's really, really fast. Which, I didn't see Liepard coming at all. But he gets it, and I finally get a Hydro Pump off on it, and I'm like, yes, I'm knocking this thing out. It's done. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to worry about what it's going to do. And it holds on with a Focus Sash. Which I guess I should have seen. I should have seen the Focus Sash coming, but I didn't. Luckily, I'm a Water type for when this U-turn hits me. I'm able to take this hit pretty easily. He switches into his Greninja, and I'm pretty proud of the job that I do against the Greninja to Greninja. I used Dark Pulse against his Liepard last turn. He switched into this one. So he goes down to that, and now I'm a Dark type. I'm predicting that he's going to use Dark Pulse, so that when he uses Dark Pulse and it doesn't kill me, I'm able to switch to a Water type and hit him for some non-resisted, good, clean, Greninja high special attack, Water damage against and knock out his Greninja, despite the fact that I had less HP and I was paralyzed when that happened. So, good job, Will, on that move. Bad job, Will, on what's to come. I switch out here, and I go into my Gengar, what I should have done before with the Zoroark, predicting the fake out. And he's able to Thunder Wave me before I can get a move off, but I'm like, I'm going to knock this thing out. But as soon as he paralyzes me, I realize that I'm completely screwed, because even though I knock out. Well, he uses taunt here, I guess, thinking that maybe I'll be a substitute Gengar, and I wish I was, because that would have been a lot more helpful than a Choice Best Greninja in this situation. But as soon as I knock out this Liepard, I'm like, he has only one Pokemon left, but all three of my Pokemon are going to just fall for this thing. It's a Gengar, and I switch out. I'm just trying to do whatever I can here to maybe, like, turn the tables my way, but I just know that I'm completely screwed because my Rotom's about to die and my other two Pokemon are paralyzed, and it's a Gengar. Gengar's, pretty, respectably quick. So, and especially to paralyzed Pokemon. So, it was a really good match. It was a really good strategy. Like, I'm kind of just like, I love gimmicky stuff. I love stuff that you're not going to expect. So I was definitely fangirling over Ty's strategy here. That's the thing that I love about Pokemon is, like, just when you think that you know what the good Pokemon are and what the bad Pokemon are, somebody figures out a way to use a Pokemon that you wouldn't see coming in a way that you wouldn't know. I try to do that with Zoroark because even though team previews back in this, like, it's here in this generation, and you can kind of see Zoroark coming, at least I'm able to use Gengar and use that for some interesting strategies. I try to do it with Volbeat, but this Liepard, definitely I did not see it coming. I had nothing for it. It's so fast. Liepard is so fast. I want to go make one now. So congratulations, Ty. Really good game. Really good strategy. And hey, this was my first loss that I posted on the channel, so I'm modest. I'm not afraid to lose, and I'm not afraid to tell everybody about it. So thanks for watching, whoever you are. Sorry about the dirty screen. Sorry about the low quality in general. Hopefully, the battles are good enough, and put your friend codes in the comments, and I'll put my friend code at the in the description, so that hopefully I can start getting some battles with you guys instead of random passerbys. Thanks for watching. If you have any more gimmicky ideas, post them below. And in a while, Sceptile.